I'm going to walk you through the process of how I remove 30 items from a credit report so you too can knock the credit bureaus out. So we're going to be talking about the letters we use, the laws we use, so you too can leverage that to knock the credit bureaus out. Things first, I'm going to be going over the results. As you can see right here, here's an overview of what's going on, of what we're doing for this client. But as you can see, the person's credit score, but most importantly, we got 30 things removed, all right? Now, we got a lot of things were in dispute, right? Including personal information, hard inquiries, and accounts, all right? And as you can see, some things got updated to positive, which is a good thing as well. So that's technically 32 things that we got cleaned up. But most importantly, 12 items added. Now, as you're fixing your credit, right? What you don't want to be doing is adding or applying for things. I understand that you might need something, but what you want to be doing is not applying for nothing during the credit dispute process. All right. So as you can see, here's an overview. Now you see the overview. Now let me break down the letters, the laws, so you can understand how to actually go about doing this yourself. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is actually get your credit report. All right. So you want to get your report. Now, what you want to do is just break down what's really going on with your credit report, all right? So as you can see, that's going to be more simpler. However, you can get a free report, but this makes it more easier to actually dispute versus going from this report to that report to the other report and trying to figure out, hey, is this inaccurate or this is inaccurate, all right? This just makes it more easier of seeing the details, seeing what's inconsistent, so you can leverage that. Now, as you understand, what's going on with Experian, what's going on with Transunion, what's going on with Equifax. Equifax just got sued. Experian just got sued. And pretty sure, not saying Transunion, but they're probably looking into what Transunion is doing as well to see if they're really in compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. So what you want to do is, of course, look at every single detail within the specific account, all right? So look at the open date, look at the date last active, all right? Look at the balance, look at the high credit, credit limit, past due, all right, last reported, date last active, date of last payment, 2 years payment history. You want to check everything to see if it's consistent, all right? And 9 times out of 10, is usually inconsistent, and you can leverage that. Now, is it 100% guaranteed that, hey, just because you leverage the inconsistent information is going to get removed? No, but that's the reason why you got to continue going back and forth until you get it removed from your credit report, all right? Now, just look at every single account, and once you look at every negative account on your report and you see the inconsistencies, then what you want to do, of course, is before you actually dispute your accounts, you want to clean up your personal information, all right? And I'm going to break down what I'm talking about. But before we break down, I want to show you the law that we are leveraging to help us remove these accounts from our credit report, all right? So what you want to do, of course, is Google 15 USC 1681, all right? Now, this is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, all right? What Congress put in place to help us. And you already know these credit bureaus don't really be doing their job. So you want to do is 15 USC 1681. All right. Now, from there, what you want to do is instead of looking over this, you want to go to the sub chapters. And then what we want to do is leverage EB. All right. So that's the law that we're using, compliance and procedures. And then letter B, accuracy of report. All right. Now, there are other laws that we can leverage, but for right now, we're going to leverage this one. And then we can leverage another one, and we can leverage multiple ones after we do this, right? So whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedure to ensure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. So when you look at your report, right, do you see that they're assuring maximum possible accuracy? No, all right? Now, how can you leverage that to get the account removed, the personal information removed off your report, all right? So what we want to do now is actually create a letter, all right? Now, you can go to Experian, right? Experian.com, a free account, and you can see the accounts, the negative accounts that are attached to the personal information. But most importantly, you want to clean up your personal information because you just want to have one name, you want to have one address, you want to have one phone number, you want to have one job history on your report, all right? This shows that, hey, you're not all over the place, all right? So from there, what you want to do, and that you're reliable and that you got your stuff go, everything is complete and accurate, and you don't have like your address over here. You look stable, all right? Because most people see, when you look at a report, you're going to see a lot of inconsistent. Yes, you probably moved, but you want to clean all that up. So, hey, you have one name, one address, one phone number, one job history, right? You're looking stable when it comes to a lender looking at your report, all right? Now, from there, what you want to do is create a letter that looks similar to this. You don't have to use this same exact letter, but what we're doing is pinpointing the inaccuracy of the personal information, all right? And we're leveraging the law, all right? Most people do things, whatever. However, when you're here, you're going to learn how to leverage the specific law to help you remove the accounts. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just here to show you what's really going on, all right? So what you want to do is put the incorrect name, right? Number one, incorrect name. And then you want to look on your report to see how is your name incorrect? Do they have, are they saying that, hey, your name, for example, for me, they have Dave L. Cousins. Usually they'll have um, David Cousins or something, a variation of my name. All right, so what I put right here is just put my incorrect name, and now I'll tell them the reason why I want this removed. All right, either it's outdated, it's incorrect, or it's misspelled, whatever the case may be. Just put it there. All right, so the name is outdated and inaccurate. The person delete this personal data immediately pursuant to 15 USC 1681 EB. All right, now you want to do that for every single name or everything that you see on that report that's inaccurate or incomplete or whatever the case may be. You want to put that for every, like, you want to put all your names that's inaccurate or what you see on your report. All right, and then from there, also sometimes your date of birth is incorrect on your report as well. So you want to get that fixed as well. So if you see your date of birth incorrect, you want to add that as well. If you see your address, you're going to see different variations of your address. You want to add that as well. All right. Even though it might say like it have the correct street, it might have the wrong apartment number. Whatever the case may be, you want to put that all the addresses that are incorrect, you want to add that to your letter, all right? And just list all the addresses, all the names, even your job history. If you have a spouse that you're no longer with, or whatever the case may be, or you don't want it on your report, you want to add that as well, all right? So put everything, and then you want to send this letter to Experian. You want to send this letter to Transunion. You want to send this letter to Equifax, because if it's incorrect on Experian, it's most likely incorrect on TransUnion, and it's most likely incorrect on Equifax. All right. So what you want to do is send this letter to all three credit bureaus. All right. Now, once you send this letter, now what you want to do is look at your. We're going to be talking about the actual accounts, but I'm going to show you the law that we use or the letter that we use to remove the hard inquiries from this person's credit report. All right. What we leverage is 15 USC 1681B. All right. Just walk you through the process. And what you want to do is I'm going to go over that specific law, but for right here, for right now, I'm right into dispute the presence of several unauthorized inquiries on my credit report. These inquiries were made without my authorization or as permissible purpose as defined on the 15 USC 1681 EB of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I'm requesting immediate deletion of the following inquiries in compliance with the law. All right. So as you can see, you want to put the inquiry that you see that doesn't have permissible purpose on your report. All right. So how do you actually check that? You want to give Experian a call. You want to give TransUnion a call. And you want to give Equifax a call, because you're not going to see if the inquiry has permissible purpose with the Identity IQ report. So you want to give each of the credit bureaus a call, right? Now, once you give them a call, you want to ask for a copy of your report. All right. And they're going to mail you a copy of your report. And once you get a copy of your report, you want to go all the way down to the hard inquiry section. All right. Now, once you go all the way down to the hard inquiry section, now what you want to do is just make sure you're going to look at each inquiry, right? Now, once you look over each inquiry, you're going to see some of them have permissible purpose, some of them don't have permissible purpose, all right? The ones that don't have permissible purpose to be on your report, you want to actually put that on your letter, all right? So once you get your report from Experian, once you get your report from TransUnion, once you get your report from Equifax, you want to list all the inquiries that don't have permissible purpose, all right? So what you're going to do is put the inquiry's name, and then put the reason, all right? And then according to the law, we're just leveraging that, all right? And then you're gonna put that for every single inquiry that you see on, just for an example, TransUnion, you're gonna list all the inquiries that don't have permissible purpose. you're going to put that on this specific letter. All right. You're going to have your personal information letter, and now we have our hard inquiry letter. All right. Now from there, you want to add 2 forms of identification, right? And then we're going to send this certified. All right. And you can add 3 forms because, as you can see, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax sometimes say that, hey, you sound like a credit repair company, whatever the case may be, or we need more information. We can't verify your identification. So usually you want to add 3 forms, all right? And sometimes if you want to, you can get the letter notarized. It's all up to you. Now you do have to pay extra to get it notarized. You can go to UPS to get it notarized as well. And you want to have, in order to get it notarized, you got to have the block for the notary to sign and for you to sign as well. All right. But you don't have to do that, but you want to make sure you have the letter certified. So you can ensure that Experian, TransUnion, Equifax got your letter, because they can usually say they never received your letter, whatever the case may be. So once you send this letter out, right, now you can actually send off your letters that's going to actually dispute the accounts. All right. You don't have to wait 30 days to dispute personal information, hard inquiries, and your accounts, right? You can send this letter out, right? And then you can send this hard inquiry letter out, and then you can also send your personal info, your the accounts that you're actually disputing with, right? You can send that letter out as well. So 15 USC 1681, I'm basically going to show you where it's at. 15 USC 1681, right? Then you go to the subchapter and you can read it over yourself, right? Permissible purpose of consumer report. You can just actually read over this specific law and just understand what's going on. And if you don't understand, all you have to do is just copy it, right? And then put it in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to break down this law so you can further understand what this specific law is talking about. All right. That's what I do for everything. If I don't really understand what's really going on, I just leverage ChatGPT to just give me a more clear and more understanding of, all right, because everybody's not a lawyer, everybody don't speak this specific language. So you just want to leverage what's out there, which is AI, to help you break down what's going on so you can be like, oh, I understand what this specific law is referring or what it's talking about. All right. Now from there, what you want to do is create your letter, all right? So here's the first letter that we created for this client, all right? The first letter is based off of the account. So what we do is look at the accounts on the person's credit report. Now we do have a software, it does everything, but most importantly, you can do this yourself. You can look at your account, like I said before, get your report and just identify what's really going on. Is the open date last active, payment history, is it incorrect? All right, so from there, what we do is just look at every single account. We put the account name and account number. And what we do is say, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy according to 15 USC 1681 EB. The open date last active is inaccurate. Delete account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB. All right. And then we do that for every single account that is negative. All right. Some people will tell you just only list this many accounts on a letter. List all the accounts, all right, because you do have to wait 30 days for them to do an investigation, all right? So it doesn't make any sense for you to do one account at a time, all right? Now, just list all your negative accounts on one letter, and then like I tell you before, make sure you add 2 to 3 forms of identification, then send this certified, all right? And what we're doing is just leveraging the law, or leveraging the report that we see, all right? And as you notice, the open date last active 9 times out of 10 is inaccurate, all right? So we sent this letter in, right? And as you can see, we got 7 deletions, right, in the first round. And then from there, we sent in this specific letter. Now, this was this specific letter, right? Now, with that specific letter, it was a little bit different. So this letter right here was based off of Metro 2 compliance, all right? Now, when it comes to Metro 2 compliance, the credit bureaus have to be in compliant with doing certain things, all right? I'm not going to go over all the breakdown, but we created this Metro 2 compliance letter and we sent it to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. And as you can see, the results of things got removed, right? Now, some of you all, of course, don't have a software. So how can you do what I just did? So let me show you a breakdown of what I'm talking about. So you have to pay for this when it comes to ChatGPT. All right, you have to upgrade for the additional cost to leverage that. All right, now you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I'm just showing you what we've done so you too can leverage what we did. All right, so you want to get a copy of your report. All right, now once you get a copy of your report, as you can see right here, once you get a copy of your report, you can actually ask ChatGPT based on the credit report. Can you create a Metro 2 letter about how this account is not in compliance? All right. And then from there, you just take a screenshot and put it in here with ChatGPT, and then it will just break down everything, right? And as you can see, it will create a letter for you. All right. Let me just show you. It will create the letter. So first name, last name, address, who you talking to, the subject, all right. And then from there, as you can see, and put the account name and account number, report date, and then their Experian, their Transunion, their Equifax, right? And as you can see, it just broke down um, based off of non-compliance I have identified, and it's basically showing you right here inconsistent reported dates, inconsistent payment history, incorrect account status, incomplete and conflicting comments. All right, and it just breaks down the Metro 2 compliance, whatever it has to do when it comes to the credit bureaus, when they have to be compliant with the codes, right? So from there, it just breaks down everything for you. And then from there, all you have to do is just attach two forms of identification, all right? 2 to 3 forms of identification. And then you're going to send this certified to the credit bureaus, all right?